Hi, I am going to do a reading. I'm going to do two readings. I'm going to do one for the Divine Masculine Collective. I'm going to do one for the Divine Feminine Collective to kind of break back into posting some readings. I know I attempted to do Earth and Water, I think, a couple of weeks ago. So I'm going to do these Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine readings, and I'm going to do Air and Fire just to balance that out because, well, it's just there, innit? But I've actually started posting again because I've got other things to be posting. I've got like a whole bunch of energy updates. Like downloads and information that I need to share. And I've said I'm going to help a friend out, to put some information out for him with something that he's kind of working on. I won't start babbling now, but what I am going to ask is that you check out the energy update, or a succession of them, because basically if you've been following me and watching my readings for some time, you will know that I've taken a hiatus to work on some personal stuff, and I have now kind of caught up with that. Yeah, basically I've just got tons and tons and tons to talk about. Don't want to rattle on too much here. I want to get these readings done, but I feel that these are relevant as well. Because part of the energy update stuff that I need to discuss is to do with the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine energies. This isn't just twin flames either. This is the Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine in each of us. A lot of the stuff that I want to discuss with the energy updates is to do with this energy within ourselves, within the collective, basically sort of like unifying ourselves as a collective, coming forward, stepping into our roles. So yeah, I'm breaking with these readings. I just feel called to do them, and again a bit more so than the air, fire or water fire, whichever ones it is that I'm due to do to balance that out. And I feel like these may sort of like, because when I did the last two readings, I did say in them as well that I was going to post some energy updates and that some of the information would be relevant, and I feel like these Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine energies will add to those previous readings. So yeah, I'm kind of babbling. It's been a while since I've done this, especially on camera. So I'm not going to babble on anymore. I'm going to crack on. I'm going to start with the Divine Masculine reading. I'm going to do a Celtic cross. This is to look at where the Divine Masculine... You can look at this as being your Divine Masculine if you're on a twin flame journey or in a soulmate connection. If you feel that energy, if that's going to help you on your journey. But the reason that I'm doing these readings and asking you to apply them to yourself is because the majority of the time with twin flame readings, when it starts talking about the Divine Masculine energy, it's not necessarily the Divine Masculine, like your masculine, it's your own energy. It's trying to bring things to your attention that you need to work on and heal, because we do mirror each other. So it's a good way to kind of like take emphasis off those external connections and look at those energies within yourself. So yeah, stop babbling now and crack on. So Divine Masculine, where is the Divine Masculine energy at currently? High Priestess mode, going into the feminine. Divine Masculine energy currently is trying to seek out the feminine energy in order to bring balance. It's exactly why I'm doing these readings. The challenge. Seven of Cups. Choices, decisions, can be deception and illusions. This for me is the divine masculine energy struggling to work its way through the minefield that is the divine feminine, that it's trying to understand and integrate, especially those like masculines that being very wounded and blocked out that feminine energy, refuse to acknowledge it. There's a shift today, this Friday the 13th. The 13 represents the feminine anyway. There's a big energy shift today, hence why I've finally been called to get on and do this too. I feel like the divine masculine energy is really looking at starting to step up. Recent past. The Fool and the Eight of Wands. This is taking a leap of faith, going on a new journey, perhaps not knowing, this is that energy with that Seven of Cups, perhaps not knowing what's there, but kind of going with it anyway and trying to intuit it, trying to feel into it. This is the divine masculine beginning to surrender to the divine feminine. When I say that, it's not like one energy should be above the other. This is because the way society is, the way we're programmed to be, it's in that sort of wounded, patriarchal, toxic, masculine energy. And with the awakening and people's personal awakenings, they're beginning to tap into that feminine energy, and that is what this is. It's like the challenge is to trust it, is to trust that intuition. It's like being faced with all these choices. And like the High Priestess, like this is new to the divine masculine energy, to trust the feminine energy. But they're beginning to throw caution to the wind. So the near future with this is brilliant. I can see why I felt called to do this. This is so relevant. Union of divine masculine, divine feminine energy. Cannot write this. I can't wait to take a look at the feminine energy. And the divine masculine as a collective, as our personal energy, it's beginning to trust the feminine, allow the feminine to lead. And it's just in that space where it's just learning that trust, starting to see through illusions and using the intuition to see through that. And as a result, the near future will be that balancing of those two energies, the masculine and the feminine. Okay, so where to focus the masculine energy? Rest, meditation. That's that High Priestess energy, allowing the answers to come through. That's like retreating away from any chaos or craziness that's going on around you. To really pull back and use your intuition, meditate on these options and choices, these challenges that are there, to allow your intuition to guide you. This is huge for the divine masculines. Of the divine masculine energy. The divine masculine energy seeks to control. It's wounded energy. It seeks to control. It seeks to make things happen and force things. The feminine energy is receptive. It sort of allows inspiration to come in before acting. And this is exactly the energy that the divine masculine is in. Instead of forcing and pushing, it's allowing that intuition to come forward. This is a real shift and a tipping point for the collective. This is incredible. So, what are the strengths that the divine masculine energy can use to facilitate and ease this transition at this time? Empress, Page of Wands, King of Wands. So, this for me is like steps. So this is saying, this is like flow with that divine feminine energy. we've got both archetypes of the Divine Feminine here with the High Priestess and the Empress. The Page of Wands is that new spiritual quest, looking at that, you know, looking at the world with wonderment. You know, it's kind of like, it's that awakening. The Divine Masculine energy is going through an awakening and learning to trust its intuition. And it's getting into that balance before acting. This is the balanced energy, the fire energy of the masculine. This is like the entrepreneurial energy, the spiritual leader energy. This is the masculine balancing, coming into alignment with the feminine energy. You can apply this to external masculines. You can apply it to the collective. You can apply it to your own masculine energy. Part of the energy update I'm going to do when I talk about this is about balancing this masculine and feminine energy, and this is exactly what I've been working on doing myself for the last like 2 months. Has been working on this and trying to balance everything according to like masculine and feminine energy. Am I approaching this from wounded masculine? Am I approaching this from wounded feminine? How can I balance that out? How can I allow the feminine to lead more? How can I prevent my masculine from feeling wounded when the feminine is leading? So this is the kind of stuff I'm going to talk about more in the energy update. This is, so if you know, if you aren't quite resonating with this yet, but you want to, then the energy update is definitely for you. So this is definitely where it's external masculine. This is about connecting with the feminine, seeing the world, that a spiritual awakening through new eyes, ready to go on that quest as that divine masculine leader. This is amazing. So what does the masculine need to do? Page of Swords. Can be a little bit of spying with that energy, but I don't feel it's that. I feel that this is more about sitting back and not rushing it, like that Page of Swords rushes forward trying to gain information, and I feel like this is asking you to do that calmly and slowly. The masculine energy is like that logical energy, which is what Swords energy is, and this is sort of saying, like, what you need to do is to allow this information, like incoming information, like a new quest for knowledge and information. So definitely do that. You like use your masculine energy with the research and learning, spiritual awakening to these energies. But don't try to force it. Try to allow that, you know, that feminine energy to lead the way. What does the masculine need to know? This is like, definitely still do the work and the research, but don't try to make things logical, make them fit. You know, like, memory bank everything, but don't take it too seriously. Put it to a side. What the masculine needs to know. We have choices coming up, a choice to get into alignment with your purpose, that Spirit is offering you that cup. And with it comes a surprise. This can represent love, new love. This is by allowing that masculine energy to surrender to the feminine. It's bringing that feminine energy attracts. So it's attracting in this new love, this new opportunity. With that, we have the Five of Swords, and so that's like a warning not to get into conflict. Not to have to try to be right, not to have things make sense. Just like taking that step back and being slow and letting things develop of their own accord. Hopes and fears for the masculine. Whoa, right. So we have the Knight of Wands. So I feel like with that, we've also got the Devil and the Six of Wands, look. So I feel that the Divine Masculine is worrying that they may slip into some old toxic habits. could be what this Five of Wands, this Five of Swords is about as well. It's like, it could be a warning that there's a potential pitfall here somewhere, something to watch out for, a temptation, something that could sort of like set you back into old ways, but not to worry because you will be victorious over it. There may be a test comes up. For me, this like Knight of Wands could be sort of like boy energy, and this Devil energy can also be sort of like carnal pleasures, passion, you know, like the dark side of relationships. So this, you know, it's like this could be warning you to watch out for some old habits perhaps springing up that causing inner conflict in you. This is a potential, there's potential here for you to use this newly gained feminine insight into getting a handle and victory over these like devil energies. Star at the bottom of the deck, which is healing too. So the highest outcome for the masculine energy, if they can take this part of their journey steady. And we've already seen the Two of Cups in the near future. Seven of Swords in reverse. I don't normally take reversals, but that one flipped out in such a way as I feel I'm meant to take it that way. Which for me, that feels like it can be like a healing of this shady energy where you need to try and control everything. It's sort of a more open, honest energy for me. Can I get a clarifier on that, please? The Magician, creating new reality. Coming into full power with all the elements at your disposal. Coming to a real shift point here, Divine Masculine. And again, this is Divine Feminine referring to your Divine Masculine energy. This is like a major level up. Huge breakthrough. So I'm going to get an oracle card from the Quantum Oracle to finish this off for any further guidance messages for the Divine Masculine before I go into the Divine Feminine reading. Come back. Haha, I love it. The honouring path. This is very akin to that Six of Wands energy. This is victory. This is recognising and honouring your divine. So this is like honouring the Divine Feminine within you. This is like being in that feminine energy, trusting it and honouring that Divine Feminine. It's like recognition, rewards, being noticed. This is like the masculine truly waking up to the amazingness of the feminine energy instead of sort of like being wounded by it, fearing control. This is about coming into that balance. This is definitely a potential to like remove these sort of like toxic, wounded control issues. This is amazing work from the masculines. That's epic. Right, I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to get this uploaded and then I'm going to read the Divine Feminine. And yeah, I'll be back soon.